Kelsey Visser, and I am the Community Resilience Program Manager for the Peace and Justice Institute. And I've just been so honored to be a part of this work and see the journey of where we've come with this community resilience work. So many of you that are new today might not know that this really just started in 2019, where we started to try to dive into this work of adverse childhood experiences and now positive and adverse childhood experiences with the 2019 conference that we were asked to co-host. And as Rachel does, she didn't want that just to be a one and done conference. She said, let's keep the conversation going. So we had a strategic planning meeting of about 12 people, and that has now grown into the Creating a Resilient Community Network, which is 328 members from 170 different organizations in the community, collaborating across sectors to transform our region into one of prevention, hope, healing, and resilience for all. So, and PJI is the backbone organization of that group. So you'll see there's 9 sectors represented, and all of these are represented in different capacities. Some are more engaged than others, but education, government, health, wellness, nonprofit, faith, public safety, criminal justice, business, and child welfare. And our horizon goal, our big goal out there, is to be a resilient, trauma-informed Central Florida. And so I think we're taking steps to get on that journey. Our specific goals are to create shared understanding about the science of positive and adverse childhood experiences and interventions for healing. So that shared language, the shared understanding of problems and solutions out there. We really want to expand our network's sector representation, accountability, and community leadership. So having shared accountability together, learn, collaborate, and deepen connections as a community network. So having those shared experiences, and then leverage our impact through research, data, policy, and advocacy. So shared metrics. And again, like people mentioned, that doesn't have to be PJI doing all the research. It's partnering together to grow together with shared metrics. So currently we're working to accomplish these goals through the following activities. We have our annual Creating a Resilient Community from Trauma to Healing conference. So as of today, the CRC network and PJI has implemented 3 Creating a Resilient Community from Trauma to Healing conferences. And we plan to have our 4th this year in 2022, hopefully in April. We have our Creating a Resilient Community Network meetings. So ever since 2019, we've had these meetings every other month, and they are 2-hour meetings. Now we're virtual. And I think that's actually really helped us grow and expand and engage the network, because people can't always come to an in-person meeting, but we're able to engage together. And we'd love all of you to join the network if you want to, and I'll put some of those chats to engage at the end of this presentation. We offer film screenings in the community. So this film, Resilience, the Biology of Stress and the Science of Hope, is a fantastic way for people to just understand the basics of adverse childhood experiences. What are those positive childhood experiences that can promote healing and protection for children? And it's a 1-hour film, and we turn it into a 2-hour workshop where there's dialogue and ability to, reflect on self as well. So if you want to join that, we have one coming up on November 5th from 10 to 12. It's virtual. I will put the registration link in the chat after this. We also developed as a network the Why Positive and Adverse Childhood Experiences Matter workshop. There was a big need for education and awareness and advocacy in the community. And so the network came together. We developed a collaborative curriculum that now is housed under the Peace and Justice Institute. So we manage that curriculum. We help put together those workshops. So as of now, we've trained 16 facilitators to deliver this workshop. And we've had 400, we've done 10 since this was developed in earlier this year, workshops in the community, and 464 people have been received the training. And we have a goal of reaching 700 people by May of next year. So our next event that we're offering free, open to the community, is in December on the 8th from 10 to 12. And if you want to just get a basic understanding of what is this topic that I'm talking about, we'd love to have you. It's a 2-hour workshop, and there is some opportunity for engagement there as well. We have this community common read initiative that was developed by PJI, Rachel's vision at first, to read books that are related to this theme of trauma, resilience, adversity, toxic stress, and learn together as a community. So we created a virtual book club. In 2019, we read The Deepest Well by Dr. Nadine Burke-Harris. Then we read Dr. Ginsburg's book, Building Resilience in Children and Teens, Donna Jackson Nakazawa's book, Childhood Disrupted. And in 2021, we're hoping to start this in November, we're going to read What Happened to You by Dr. Bruce Perry and Oprah Winfrey. So if you want to join in that conversation, in that read, we'd love to have you participate. We also manage ACEs Connection Central Florida, which is an online space for community members and professionals to come across sectors to prevent ACEs and learn together. So we post articles, events, research, we do data tracking here. And we'd love to have you join this network as well, because I think if anyone wants to know about community resilience, we're trying to direct them to this one space so we can really collaborate and grow and learn together and see what else is being offered in the community by other organizations as well. And so sometimes people ask me, what does this look like in action? All this sounds great. There's a lot of activities. So beyond what I even just talked about, thinking of a vision for the community, public safety, re-envisioning their police academy to include information about PACEs and trauma-informed practices and toxic stress, or advocating for programs like Co-Patrol, so the mental health counselors riding along with police, advocating for Handle with Care, which is an initiative where if a child experiences any trauma in the home when they're interacting with police, the police will report that to the schools with just a simple note that says, handle this child with care today, right? So there's no personal information passed along, but imagine the impact to that child the next day at school. Criminal justice, training judges and state attorneys' offices and the public defender's offices in the science of adverse childhood experiences. Education, training future professionals before they even get out into the workforce. Local pediatricians screening children for ACEs so we can better understand their health, and then offer resources, real resources for prevention and healing for that child. Child welfare, government supporting municipalities to create trauma-informed policies and programs, faith and nonprofit reaching out to their communities. So the list goes on and on. Last night I watched a documentary by Gabor Mate, and it's called The Wisdom of Trauma. And he says, imagine a trauma-informed world. Imagine your own family and community. How might the teachers act differently in your schools? How about the doctors seeking to help you heal, the judges responsible for decisions in sentencing, the policymakers who define our collective structures, and the leaders we appoint to represent our voice? We hold the vision of a world that breaks free of cycles of trauma and becomes more open and inclusive. And it starts with us, truly. It starts when we allow our wounds to teach us about listening, self-love, and compassion, and to remind us of the preciousness of life. The truth opens our heart and our innate wisdom begins to shine through our wounds. So I think that was a good way to end of, what we're hoping for here. Thank you.